Let's talk about being prepared. Whether you're going to a studio, whether you're going to a meeting, you must go prepared. This is how you can also help build onto your network. Let's say you were able to secure a meeting with somebody of influence. Let's say you were able to go to a studio to play some music. Whatever it is, wherever you go, wherever you're going to go meet with somebody that's going to help build your network, always go prepared. Now, what does being prepared mean? Doing research. So let's start with that. Research is the first thing. What do I mean about research? Research the person you're going to meet with. Understand who they are, what they're about, learn some of their history, learn about what they're trying to accomplish, learn some personal facts about them. If you go to a studio, learn who's going to be at the studio, who the engineer may have worked with before, what producers are going to be there, what artists are going to be there, what label reps are going to be there, who's going to be at the places that you're going to frequent or attend that you want to go and build your network. Do research of who's going to be there, and the people that you know you're going to talk to, do some research on who they are and what they're about. So that's part one of being prepared. I can't tell you how many times I've been excited or I really wanted to go out of my way and do something for somebody because they asked me, hey, how's your son Jack? The fact that they knew not only or cared about my family, but they knew my son's name. And that means a lot to me. That means that you care enough about me and my son to ask me how he is. And more often than not, I'm going to just do whatever you want me to do. Now, if you watch this video, don't run up to me and say, how's Jack? And I'm going to do something for you. But in the past, people that have actually asked me, how's your son? How's your family? It makes me say, I want to listen to what they have to say now. Why? Because they got my interest. Why did they get my interest? Because they show me they care about something I care about. That is a powerful tool to use when networking. So make sure you do research on the people you're going to meet with. Next, when you go to a studio or go to a meeting, make sure you have a clear objective of what you're doing there. So what do you want to do? You want to have a clear objective to that meeting, to that studio session, wherever you're going to go. Now, what I mean by this is when you go with a clear objective, it's just bang, bang, bang. Here's what I'm here for. Here's what I need, or here's what I can do. How do we get it done? Done. Clear objective. You know, obviously I'm not saying don't say, hey, how are you doing? Ask some questions, but also be mindful of your objective and be very clear of that and don't get off track. Because more often than not, people will get in there and have a meeting. They'll talk about a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter, and it just confuses and distracts from what your real objective was. And then you wonder why, hey, whatever happened with that? They didn't remember. You have to be laser focused on what that meeting's about, and you got to have a clear objective. The other thing you need to do now, say you go to a studio or a meeting or whatever it is that you're going to meet with somebody to network, is you need to prepare to listen. People love to talk. People love to share. So when you go to a meeting, ask them questions. This is also how you can get powerful information to use later on to show that you care or you know about their things. So you say, hey, how's your family? What'd you do this weekend? Hey, what are you working on? What are you excited about? What makes you happy? Is there anything bothersome about you? So prepare to listen, because the information you can get from people is extremely powerful to help you meet your objectives. So you got to be prepared to listen. And if you're in a studio and you're there to go play music and somebody else wants to play music, be prepared to listen. I know you know you're there to play your music. Sometimes other people want you to hear what they got or what they're working on. That's also going to help build your network. Because more often than not, I see artists that live in the same city, the same town, they consider themselves enemies or competition. You're not, man. You guys can be each other's network and help each other. So don't worry about that. Listen to other people's music, because by the way, you may even get some great ideas for you, not only for yourself, but how you can help them by listening, whether it's music or whatever they have to say. Number 4. Another important thing is to prepare to leave. This is all part of being prepared. This is all part of networking. A lot of times people go to meetings or they stay in studio sessions or whatever it is, they overstay their welcome. When you go with a clear objective and you're prepared to listen and then you are prepared to leave, then you're just bang, bang, bang. It's what you're there for. When you go to a job, you do what you got to do and then you leave, right? So the same thing, this is your job. You're trying to win big in the music business. This is part of your job. Be prepared to leave. You know, people don't think about that. They're just so excited they got the chance to arrive that they're not even thinking about leaving. They want to stay as long as possible. So prepare to leave. Know what's the right time to leave. Don't overstay your welcome. And number 5, the most important part of being prepared is to prepare to follow up. You know, when you're done saying what you got to say, you've talked about your objective, you listened, you're mindful of that, you're getting ready to leave. The next important thing to do is to, notify them that you're going to follow up with this meeting, with what it is that you need from them. Whether you ask them, hey, do you want me to get in touch with you? Want me to reach out to your assistant? Whatever it is, just let them know I'm going to be following up. Then they can expect it. And they're not going to be annoyed. They're not going to wonder, why is this dude reaching out to me? We just met last week, because you told them you were going to follow up. And if you came with a clear objective, they're going to know why you're following up, because you're following up to discuss the clear objective that you went there to meet with them about in the first place. So what you want to do is prepare to follow up. It's difficult to write like this. You get prepare to follow up. So more often than not, one thing I want to say about following up, if somebody doesn't respond to you when you follow up, don't get emotional. Don't get upset. Don't make up some story in your mind of like why they're not responding to you, like they're not feeling you, they didn't like your music. People have lives, they got things to do. So just follow up again. Just do it respectfully and not annoyingly. We'll talk about that later on. But here's the 5 things to do to be prepared when you're networking: research, clear objective, prepare to listen, prepare to leave, prepare to follow up. Now you can prepare for the next video, because the next video is going to teach you the art of the elevator pitch.